Hello, Luchana. Welcome to Nothing Conversations.
Hi, Emerson.
How are
It's
you?
it's a joy to be here with you.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
I'm fine, thank you. Just coming back from 1 week traveling around.
Can you tell me a brief story about Luchana? Like, how did you get here? What did you do? Just share some story.
Okay, a brief one. You said. Um,
You can make it long too. That's okay.
okay, so the character Luciana was a seeker, and she desperately seeking something, but she doesn't know what it is. And I don't know, there is some kind of apparent path which I took. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years, not so long. I listened to your interview with Pamela, which I like so much. And she mentioned something about an old-fashioned seeker or something. So I guess something like this, but not for a long time of period. So I briefly passed through meditation, yoga, fasting. You know, I have a Christian background, but not so religious. And then came across first was The Power of Now of Eckhart Tolle, and then I came across mooji on internet, and I guess this is how it begins. But what begins, I don't know. I still don't know. And then eventually I traveled to Lisbon for a retreat. Then came back, and we gathered with some friends here in Sofia. Sorry, my small kitty is here, but it's okay. And we start watching videos, attending online retreats with mooji, and all this continue for 2 years, I guess. We gather regularly on each week, or sometimes twice per week or so. And then suddenly a friend came in one of these gatherings and mentioned about Liberation Unleashed forum. And I was curious, and so I subscribed in and I started the conversation. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but never mind. This is a very simple conversation is taking place, and the guide just asking you some questions, very simple questions, and it was all there always. It's just, I thought there was something special, something magical, something, I don't know, evangelistic. It turns out that there is no consciousness, no awareness, no witness, no observer. And it was so marvelous discovery that I just couldn't stop laughing for days. And I guess since then, I don't know, it was last year, as far as I remember, there is an urge here. I don't know from where it is coming, but there is an urge to connect, to express, to speak, to connect with the people who share this so-called message. And that is briefly. And also there is an urge to organize or to help for organization to hold some events with Bulgarian translation. And that's it, I guess.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I laughed too. When it was just so funny because it's like I'm like, oh wow. Like after mine was longer. Mine was like 10 years, probably longer. My memory is really bad now. How's your memory?
Oh, it was very funny. It is very funny because I don't know. I just some things. It's just when I just look for them, it's like they never happened. Apparently they did, but
If
so
any,
more became transparent and maybe lighter. I don't know. There is no much. There is no heaviness and no. So there is no feeling of something special, something important.
yeah, a
So this
lightness.
character, this character wanted to be so special and important that
Oh,
it's
this
just come.
character too wanted to be so special that it became a teacher, and then
Mm,
stepped down and really screwed that up and stepped down as a teacher. And
mm,
then this apparent stunning this just made me laugh so hard. Now I laugh all the time, or cry too. I watch movies that makes me cry so fast. It's just like waterworks for me now. There's no
it's,
more filter.
it's
And
beautiful.
yeah. And then the same thing, right? So the reason I'm doing this called Nothing Conversations is just to show how normal it is,
Yeah,
to kind of like to, because everybody just sees speakers, and sometimes when a speaker is speaking about this, they get so frustrated. People get so frustrated because they can't seem to understand it. It is not understandable, I agree, but it is so simple. That's why it can't be understood, because it's in the simplicity. You don't have
totally
to
agree.
understand the air. You don't have to understand the sun. You don't have to understand, breathing
Mm,
is just happening. Air is just happening. It's so simple, and it's so stunning, but so normal too.
totally
Yeah,
agree. Totally agree. One of the most amazing discoveries I didn't discover anything. It's just I don't know. It's just always here, but somehow it's apparently hidden. The discovery that I didn't do anything. It's just, but it sounds so strange, and it's lovely when I can share this, because I try to share, because people used to tell me, but you making such a good job. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't do anything. It just happens, I don't know, out of nowhere. Things have done, everything's just
just happening as it is,
true.
with no doer,
Yeah, true.
with no influence. It's just really bizarre, and also very ordinary, extraordinarily ordinary. Um, the reason I wanted to chat with you, Luchana, is because you did a great job with Tim Kliss. Who else have you interviewed?
Oh, but thanks to you and the Nothing conference, I came across Tim. Uh, and also, he made, we invited him as well for 2 meetings here with Bulgarian translation. And he's amazing, really. I love him. I made an interview with Ilona and a couple of guides also from Liberation Unleashed. They're just the guides. They're not speakers or teachers or something. Maybe 2 or 3 of them. And I made a couple of interviews, but not video interviews, in my blog, which are written. Yeah, I read many in Bulgarian.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I think I'm a pretty horrible interviewer, because I don't really know what to ask. I don't really quote big gurus and stuff like that, and and I don't know. It's just, but I've done about almost like, I don't know, maybe 60 now of these interviews,
Oh,
or maybe 70. I don't know. I really don't know.
it's
It
a
is
lot.
it's a span of like really short time, and I'm sick of my face showing up on YouTube. I'm like, it's me again. It's like
Yeah, yeah. I can imagine when you start, when your face starts showing so much, and people start to thinking, oh, again.
I know. And I'm doing it again. So you should interview some more people for nothing. I think that would be great.
I would love to. I would
Yeah,
love to.
yeah.
I don't know what to say. It's just, yeah, it's. it feels like joy while speaking
Yeah,
with
to be.
someone, but with someone, you know, which speaks clearly about this message, because it's very easy, one can fall. I see this constantly here. I don't know, maybe where you live is not so different, but you know, we are a small country, but I have noticed here, like, it's very, very easy. One can fall into the trap of I'm a healer, you know, I can help people.
Yeah,
I can teach, I can.
yeah, I fell into that trap, but I was being earnest in the beginning of wanting to help people,
Mm,
because I'm like, this is really helping me, and I really didn't know what I was talking about.
mm.
And how about you? Did you go to that meditation trap, the yoga trap? Talk about that.
Oh, well, I don't know. I read somewhere that meditation helps with anxiety and depression, because I struggle with depression, some kind of depression. And now I can see. It was very funny because mm, I, I, I wanted Luchana to disappear.
Me too.
Really, but I,
Yeah.
I never question if Luchana is real. You know, I just wanted to to disappear. So I start sorry, yeah. So I start meditating. Maybe someone gave me this advice. I don't remember. So I start meditating, and I just sit quietly. Uh, Usually in the mornings, not for so long. I'm a little bit lazy. Maybe 15 minutes to half an hour. And then I found a group, meditation group, which I visited once per week for about maybe a year or so. And what happened there? Maybe 2 or 3 so-called, I don't know, bliss or something happened there. But I don't know. There is something here which knows that this is just the state. This is.
Yeah, I got addicted to meditation one time. I started teaching it even. And now, you know what? I didn't meditate for quite a while after this apparent happening.
Mm-hmm.
And now I just sit sometimes, and I don't know if you call that meditation. I just observe the leaves, and it's so great because I don't have to call it anything anymore. And I'm not trying to attain anything, because what you're trying to attain is already this. And everything that goes along with it, like even kind of like thinking about what you're going to eat later on, it's also a part of this. You know what I'm saying? It's not separate anymore, and that's great.
Yeah. It absolutely resonates. And also, what I found is like I, not intentionally, but out of not knowing, I made a so-called separation between. Now I'm sitting here for meditation, and then I'm going to leave. Sounds ridiculous now.
I even bought that headband, like that you put on your head so that you
Yeah,
can meditate. Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
I
I
have all
didn't
the
use it.
apps before, I have tons of meditation stuff. I have bowls, and I ended up teaching it. But
I
you
have
know
a
what?
meditation chair.
Yeah, I had a meditation chair, a cushion, you name it. You know what I'm saying? I had a meditation room at one time.
Ooh.
Yeah. I painted it all white. I've told this story many times. I'll be, there's incense, there's white, orchid. Everything is white. And I'm meditating, feeling really holy. And then all of a sudden, my dog starts barking, and I'll scream, "I have tried to fucking meditate here."
Oh.
But you know what? No. Meditation is for people that are meditating. Don't that don't think this is a criticism, but it's just it's okay too. If that's what's happening, that's great. Some
It's part
people
of
like
what's
it.
happening, of course. Yeah, and some people, they just need this.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's great. It's great. It helped me a lot too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the character anyway. How
Yeah.
but it became kind of like, you know, after the apparent shift or whatever you might want to call it, you know, that didn't happen. Um, my meditation fell away, and I'm like, oh. But I would walk sometimes on the street, and I'm just seeing everything appearing as brand new, and I'm like, oh wow. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
this is
it's
my
like
first time seeing a snow, my first time seeing this. You know what I'm saying? And it's always like this now. It's permanent.
yeah, it's like a tourist in your town. Ilona mentioned this, and I like it very much. Like a tourist, which is seeing sights of the city for the first time. Yeah.
Beautiful. I like Ilona. I interviewed her twice. We had a great time. How
Amazing.
does your friends, or do you talk to your friends or family about this at all?
Mm. It's very funny because I used to, you know, I used to talk a lot in the beginning. So, or I used to send all these things which I found, like Power of Now, all the mooji's videos. I sort of translate probably in Bulgarian. I don't know how many of them. There is an urge to share with people who cannot understand in, you know, in English. And then suddenly came this, like, but there's no one interesting of this, you know. And now maybe a year I don't speak about it. If someone asks, of course, if there is an urge, or you know, it's very funny if someone asks me, what are you doing? And it's funny because I don't know what I am doing. So
Yeah, me too. I try to talk to it about to my parents. I used to tell them everything about, you know, meditation. I used to kind of like try to convert them to it. But now there's no intention, or no what do you call it? No drive to do that anymore,
yeah, yeah,
because everything
and
is perfect as it is.
absolutely. And things happen, they happen, but there is no, like you say, drive, and there is no clinging to things anymore. It's like they are free to happen or not to happen.
There's no more agenda. I used to be a guy that's full of agendas, you know, like I would plan out my 5 years and all this kind of stuff. And I don't even know I'm doing this. I always say this. It's fun. It's fun, you know, and I'm passionate about it. But it's something that if I don't do tomorrow, that's okay too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Yeah.
And when we started this Nothing conference, we didn't know that it was going to extend to this. We didn't know that it was going to, you know,
No.
that I'll be making like videos and all that kind of stuff. It's just fun, and people are going to hear this. But
No, okay, go
no,
on.
no, no. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go. Tell
I just
me.
wanted to say that you can sense that I can sense that it's coming from no effort place, no effort, and because it's no effort, it is so lovely. This is the sign, so-called sign.
There's
This is my
just.
feeling. This is my
Oh,
feeling.
thank you, thank you. There's no effort. There's no, you know, there's no holding on to things anymore. There's no stressing about stuff that, you know. Um, yeah, it's it's liberating to do something like this that doesn't have any kind of um, no expectations, no
Yeah.
attachments. It's just so different. It's just so different.
You can
And
speak or not speak as you wish.
that's right. I know. Or you know, in the beginning, I was thinking of maybe speaking about this, but now it's like I just like interviewing. I'll just keep on doing the interviewing.
Oh, it's the same here.
And then so a couple of people have asked to interview me, and I said yes to it. So I have a couple of videos there that being interviewed. But I like the conversation part. I think there's no agenda, but I just really enjoy talking the normalcy of it, of how ordinary it is, because people think that it's kind of like, you know, angels and trumpets, and then you're going to become this whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I also expect something like this, but it was suddenly only laughter came, and so much beauty and simplicity. It's like
Simplicity. It's so humbling, and you're
true.
grateful, but it's humbling. Or it's just so um, there's nothing to get.
And there is so much freedom in this. But not for the individual.
That's right. No, I had this fantastic visions before that the veil would drop and I would see a completely different dimension. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll be floating. You're floating right now, right? I'm floating right now.
Wow. And
but a lot of that is just BS. You know, like a lot of this stuff, and it's just because this is so extraordinary already. You don't need to add extra to it. I don't know why. And let's talk about something darker. I went through a lot of suffering. The character went through a lot of suffering, a lot of depression, even suicidal stuff. You know, I just wanted the character to disappear so bad because he could not handle things anymore. Was the same for you, Luchana?
yeah, almost the same. I also have some suicidal thoughts, but I was so afraid to do something to me, and I imagined that suddenly a car is going to hit me. I will do nothing. It's just hit me, and I will disappear. And there is a lot of suffering also, but suffering, like you said, it was too much heaviness. I couldn't bear. I couldn't bear. And I don't know. Now it seems like I'm speaking about I don't know what. It's trying to something. He's trying to take some memory of this dark period, but it was before mooji mooji thing and liberation unleashed. It was before that. So you could say that depression was the trigger, maybe. And since then, I don't know. You never know what's behind the corner, but I feel so much joy. Sometimes it's just like feel uncomfortable to share. You know,
I know.
I feel like people used to talk like, but why she's so happy? What's this?
I know. I'm always giggling through interviews. I'm like, oh, I'm doing such a horrible job because I don't even ask compelling questions. I just giggle and talk.
But it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, Tim, we had a good interview with Tim too. I had a good interview with Tim, and he talked about that, you know, like that depression. It's almost kind of like annihilation or an ending of the character.
True.
The character did die.
Yeah.
Because that character wanted so much to be special, wanted so much to change things, wanted to avoid things, wanted to escape things. Um, was really good, but was also really bad. You know, that character, and did a lot of good things, did a lot of horrible things, and yeah. What's your experience of time?
Maybe I can share an experience, a recent experience from this summer. We spent 4 or 5 months. We rent a house in a Greek island close to Bulgaria. You know, Greece is very close to Bulgaria. So me and my beloved, we have like I mentioned, this job, apparent job, which we can do from everywhere. So we spent there for 4 months this summer. And when these months, like they disappear like this, and when we came back, and while we are crossing the border, they were gone. Nothing, nothing, not a single. No, so there was something which was clinging so much to things, to places, to summer, as you wish, to sun and sea, and nothing. It's just gone. So no time. Where are they? Where are these 4 months on a Greek island? Who
Beautiful.
knows?
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
knows?
I know. Someone asked me one time, what time is it? And I was stumped. I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like,
Hmm.
and I'm like, oh yes, my phone. My phone will tell the time. And then I looked at the phone. I'm like, it is this time. But it took me quite a while to kind of like answer that, because everything is just like, I don't know. Memory is really bad. Memory is really bad, and doesn't really, I don't know, because everything is just appearing as fresh, as new.
Yeah,
And
something like, like I used to read so many times. So, now it's all there is. Now it's all there is. But how? But how is it impossible not to be now? It's just so obvious.
you can't even capture the now. The now is
Yes.
not capturable. The moment you say now, there's not now anymore. I know, it's like it's the now, but in between those now, there's the real now, but there's no now.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
It's so funny.
Because I used to read Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now too. I would read it over and over in my Audible. I'm like, okay, let me practice my 60 seconds of now. Damn it, I lost now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to do that. I used to read Eckhart Tolle's over and over and over and over again. And but you know what? Um, a lot of seekers started with Eckhart.
Yeah. I also
Yes.
I found it in a very very tough moment, and the first thing that hits me from the book was the pain body.
Mm.
Pain body, not the present moment or now. And afterwards was so I guess it was my, I don't know.
You held on to that pain body story, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then you were quick to judge people's egos. You have an ego. You have an ego. You have an ego.
true.
Right? You're
Yeah,
operating from your ego mind. And there was blissfulness in the beginning with reading this Power of Now, but you become judgmental of the now because you
yeah,
own the now.
yeah.
You think you have the authority for the now. It's like you're not being in the now right now. I would tell people that.
Yeah.
It's so silly now, right?
Yeah, yeah. Not
Because
now. It sounds funny. Let's say
because
funny.
because the me, the character, wants to interpret what now is, wants
Mm.
to take a hold of it, wants to package it and become kind of like look at me, I'm in the now right now, and you are not.
Yeah,
It became a judgment tool. In meditation also, the character wanted to be special, wanted to be holy, spiritual,
clear, pure mind.
clear, pure mind, vegan. What else? Help me out here.
Mm.
Um, saintly,
Mm.
everything that you could think of. There's this unrealistic idea about what an enlightened person is, but it doesn't really exist because that's just another concept. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah, I absolutely agree. There is no one who can be enlightened. So this enlightenment is something like I don't know. A beautiful concept, but it's like light for many people still.
When I did you read a lot of book before too?
Oh yeah, of course.
How many books have you read,
But
Luchana?
I don't know, I didn't count, but let's say on this subject, or on this subject, I guess.
On this subject? Yeah, yeah.
I guess
Which books have you
almost.
read?
Oh, okay. The Power of Now. I read I Am Dead, of course. um, I read some of the small books of Ramana Maharshi, Papaji as well. What else? Mooji. We translate one of his book, in Bulgarian, Invitation for Freedom. And after the for the process in the forum in the Liberation Unleashed, I came across Tony Parsons, and I have read The Open Secret, which just slapped me over my
That's what
face.
it does, apparently. That's what it does. It just, the me just gets kind of like screams and like, ah, what is this Tony Parsons doing? You know, it's just so brutal.
Yeah.
But it's in its brutality is also the honesty and the unconditional love. So, yeah, it's just kind of like
beautiful. It's beautiful. I cannot find another word for this. It's beautiful. But I don't know. It's not for everyone. So not everyone is
no.
wanted to
I wanted to
empathize with
understand it so bad before, you know. I would listen over and over to some of the YouTube stuff, and I would get really, really frustrated, and I was just so angry.
I can imagine.
And I think I would go drinking sometimes, and then the next day I'm hungover, I'll play it again. I'm like, please. And now I talk to Tony, and it's just funny. I tell him about this story. Said I used to swear at you. And after that, I think Jim Newman and Tony, and I would listen to the YouTube, and I think I laughed for 2 days. I would put it on. I'll be just like, oh my goodness, it's so funny. So funny, especially the questions, you know, because the questions that people used to ask were my questions too.
Yeah.
Right. The questions that came, and it's just so simple. And the reason, you know, that you know, Tony will say that nothing is happening, because that is what's happening. Apparently.
But this could be so devastating for the character, you know. It's like,
I know. They come up with this question, like, you know, like I was hosting the retreat, right? And so it was 2 days with Tony, and then so somebody would come in, you know, take the courage to ask the question and say, Tony, I know that there's no me, but I know nothing is happening, but is consciousness also awareness? And then Tony will just repeat, nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Just repeat over and over and over again. But the me will come back and will be like, I know what you're saying, Tony, but are you trying to say this or that? And of course, the answer would be like, it's just what's happening.
Yeah.
So simple. So simple yet so brutal.
Yeah.
Because I can understand why some characters would be kind of like up in arms and just say, well, you know what, you just wasted my time.
Yeah, they just dismiss this. It's easier to dismiss.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. But Tim mentioned something which I like very much. If you are beaten, there is no antidote. It's just,
yeah, that's what it is. What it is. And then of course your life goes into shambles. You know, some stories, some this is just a story, but the character's life went into complete shambles. Did not really want this, because it completely destroyed whatever was created by the character into nothing.
Absolutely.
One
It turns out that nothing, you think you thought that you make something, or you experience something, and you achieve something, and you live life, but when you turn, you see nothing is there.
Yeah, that what did they say too? Once the tiger gets you, it won't let go.
Yeah.
Until it completely disseminates you or destroy you.
Yeah.
The me anyway. But there's a strong, people have stronger me's, stronger characters. So the stronger the character is, the harder it is. This is just a story. This is just, this is just.
Yes, and I get, yeah. Yes. Otherwise, we shouldn't speak at all. It's fun to speak even stories, but I just wanted to say that all these stuffs that we are reading, listening, visiting so many teachers, teachings, or so practices, and all this makes some expectations or some beliefs. What should things look like, or how does this happen, or something like this.
That's true. That's true. Because sometimes even putting a story, people are thinking that they're going to create. Maybe I need to destroy my life to be able to get this, or maybe I need to go to depression or something.
Yeah,
but that's just a story. It's not true.
Absolutely.
It could be different. You know what I'm saying? It could be a different story for each character.
Absolutely. I just wanted to mention about a fear which came very. It was like terror, not just a fear. It's like terrifying. When I started the process in Liberation Unleashed, my guide asked me a question. Just so look for Luchana, but look for her everywhere. Scan whole the body. Search like your life depends on this, and tell me where it is. And I was like, when I started looking, and it turns out that I didn't find anything, and I was so scared. It's like that this fear came up, but there's nothing here. It was so, but it was like one day, maybe 2 days. And then just curiosity was stronger, than the fear, and just collapsed. Everything just collapses. But fear was there and was real.
That's scary. Yeah.
I thought I was going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. The character gets very, very scared, and it gets completely threatened, right? And because it's once it's seen, it is actually the demise of the character. And a lot of people will not understand this, and I didn't understand this before.
So
I didn't understand. I'm like, what do you mean a character will die?
Yeah.
Is Richard Sylvester bullshitting, or Tony Parsons bullshitting, or any of Tim Kliss bullshitting? And then there was a moment that I was looking for Emerson, and Emerson was no longer. Like, oh my goodness, it was just walking on the beach, because I stayed in an island, just walking the beach. There was a time that it was just walking on the beach, walking back and forth, and walking happening, but the character Emerson can't be found. It didn't really die because there's nothing to die.
Yeah.
It didn't really disappear because there's nothing to disappear, because it was never really there in the first place.
It's just something apparently revealed. I don't know. I cannot explain also.
I can't explain it too. And there's some people that I've interviewed, and I respect them. I respect their views, and they'll be like, "There's no such thing as that." I don't want to tell them that, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because this apparent character has experienced. That's even a wrong sentence, because there's no one experiencing it, but it can't be said in words. It's a great mystery, but no solution to the mystery.
What a surprise.
And then by apparently accepting that there's no, there's no solution or no truth to the mystery, and it just is, and it's exactly fine as it is. Okay, it's the mystery. Perfect.
Yeah.
No more can like, let me find out what this truth is. Let me find out who the authority is.
And to put the flag and to say, this is it.
This is it. Yeah, I have founded it. I'm going to trademark it, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. There's no such thing. It can't be taught. I didn't understand that for quite a while too. I'm like, what do you mean it can't be taught? And the more that people said that to me, that I would just, read like 10 books, 20 books at one time. I have Audible. Sometimes I would schedule my whole week just non-duality, kind of like doing that. And then I gave up completely, just kind of like, just give up completely. And just enjoyed DJing.
Wonderful.
Did you do the same?
Yeah. You could say, yeah, almost, but not exactly. But what I wanted to share also, when this fear came, probably together with the fear, or almost a little after the first wave, so-called, of the fear, there was a sadness, there was a sorrow. Like, I didn't lose any of my relatives, but I guess it will be something like this, a deep sorrow.
It's like a grieving.
Grieving.
Like
it's
death.
something very precious.
Yeah.
I'm losing something very precious. It was like, oh, I couldn't just like hear.
And that realization, the apparent realization that nothing matters to me, and I'm like, oh, that was such a blow to me. I'm like, there's no purpose to this.
No goal, no purpose,
no meaning. There's no meaning. I know. No, it was just so devastating that I think I cried, and I went into, and then I think at one point I was, this is oversharing, but I was just like drinking to die, or trying to, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing, because it was just so difficult. I didn't understand it. This is something that the character wanted to grasp, but it was just glimpses in the beginning. When this apparent thing happening that didn't happen, it was spontaneous. It was just like, oh. It was just like, wow. And then a bit of a, oh, wow, this is it? My goodness. It's always been here. What the hell?
What a joke.
It is. And that's why I started laughing. I'm like, this is such a freaking joke. Because, the character was going back and forth trying to hold on to the character. And it's just easy. It's like there's nothing to hold on to. And everything looks so ordinary, but extraordinary at the same time. Like I still look out the window. I'm like, oh, snow! Wow.
Oh, lucky you have snow.
I know.
Here, such a different and lovely winter. Like temperatures are like in the spring.
Oh. I used to don't like snow. I used to try to move to different parts of Canada that were warmer, but now I appreciate it. It's just a story before, there's no story of like, I don't like the cold. That's just a story.
Yeah, it was also my story. I was in dark moods when the autumn and winter came, when they're coming, I just, I want my summer. All the time.
The restlessness, I was always restless. I got to do something. I've got to take a course, buy something. This apparent happening has saved me a lot of money.
Lovely.
I've always said this. It's like winning the biggest lottery, but no one winning it, and you get nothing because there's no one to get it. I'm like, it's the biggest lottery ever, and you get nothing, and then there's no you getting it. Okay.
Yeah. When you mentioned this, we visiting some friends, and in the middle of the night, let's say, the woman's we start speaking like something spiritual, let's say, of life, not spiritual. And she said, "I want to find myself." She said, "I want to find myself."
Oh no.
Yes, and my beloved, because we are just together in this. I don't know how that happened, but it's part of. I guess I'm lucky. I don't know. And he said, "There is no you who you can find." And she was like, "What?" But it was like so sudden. And then, but just to remember what she exactly said, and she said, "Ah, interesting. So." You said that there is no me, so next time I'm not going to cook you, to cook for you. You know? So me suddenly wanted to, to
Make
make
some
sure
peace.
that so next time I will not cook for you. And he said, but it's not you that cooking even now. It's just cooking happening. And she was like, can you speak? Can you stop speaking like this?
I can't speak like this with my family because my family will just, think that, I'll need some psychiatric help. And like, there's no you, because they're Roman Catholic, and they're really strong with their faith, and I respect that.
Yeah, of course. No, because she asked, she said, I want to find myself.
And your beloved was just being honest.
Just was like,
See,
afterwards he said to me, but I don't know what, just words came out of my mouth. I didn't do anything. Just.
if you hear my dog is 15 years old. He's so cute. He's just, if there's enlightenment, it's my dog. My dog is the enlightened one. It's just
they are all enlightened ones.
Oh, I know.
Zen masters.
They are completely. It's just I watch him, and he's just when he's hungry, he smiles. Really, really cute, and I'm like, oh, I just have to feed you something, just, and when he wants to go outside, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any grudges.
They are so cute.
They're so cute. Sometimes I step on his feet and I'm like, I'm sorry. And then in the next moment, he's like, licking, smiling at me.
Yeah, there is no room for forgiveness at all because
there's no one to forgive.
Yeah. Who's there?
I used to highlight all of this kind of like stuff, on my book, and then I would circle it and I would write about it, and highlight and just do all this stuff. Let's talk about your beloved. So your beloved is apparently has seen the unseen. Does that make any sense? Did it happen, or it did not happen the same time as you did?
Actually, it happened for him first. This apparent something, I don't know. And
I don't even know what to call it because it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it. I always screw up words.
It was very funny because I was so jealous because suddenly I found I found that he started to behave differently. I was worried about what is going to happen. Is he going to mad or something? I don't know. And I just asked him, tell me, where is this? Where is our love in all this? And he said, what to tell? Yeah, he's amazing. Really.
That's good. Does he also do interviews?
No, but he started guiding in Liberation Unleashed in Bulgarian.
Oh, we should have him next time, the both of you.
Really?
We should talk, interview and everything. Or you can do with this, I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just fun. It's great that you have a beloved that you can talk to about this, which is
Yeah, it is.
great.
Yeah, we are on a permanent retreat.
Yeah.
We're just in the morning. We just talk all the time. It's amazing. Actually, the apparent shift that you call it, but it's
It
really
didn't
like
happen.
that didn't happen. It's just we are sitting, the two of us, and I was just finishing answering my thread in Liberation Unleashed, and it was so something like, just my mind here. There is no such thing as mind, but this here was like, woo. It was like, I don't know, something energies and I just wanted to, to make this work and to.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, and she just said me, but there is no need to push so hard. Just look around. What do you notice? And I just look around. I say, look, it's all here. Look, where are you? Are you there? Where? And it just happened. Something.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It's funny because when the character was desperate for a romantic relationship, so was married for 10 years, and
Mm.
then after that 10 years, was together and then married at the end, for a couple of years, was always seeking to have a romantic partner. So after that, went through many different difficult, apparently toxic relationships.
Mm.
The parent happening, doesn't feel aloneness anymore, doesn't have a need to have a partner anymore. So if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not, and that's okay.
Beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, because people are probably wondering, oh, then I need to find someone that because people wanted to attain.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'll steal Luchana's beloved, someone will say. Or someone will steal you from your beloved, because I don't know. But no,
And
there's no need. There's no need. There's no apparent loneliness anymore. There's no aloneness.
yeah,
And
there's
there's
also no clinging to partner.
yeah, that's in essence, there is no such thing as a relationship then.
Mm. It
And
just
that's
happened,
hard.
and I guess things just happen like this in my apparent so-called life.
Yeah,
What to do?
that's right. And yeah. Um I'm glad that you talked about this. We'll have you for an interview because it's I talked to Claire and I talked to Tony.
Mm.
Claire is
They're amazing.
oh, I
Yeah.
love Claire and I can
Oh,
talk
such a
for
good.
hours, on the phone, and she tells me, so I love the British accent too, and there's just something. They're kind of like grandparents or mom and dad. There's just this warmness to them,
It's so sweet.
so
So
sweet.
sweet.
And then Rita Newman and Jim Newman are
Yeah,
also partners.
I came across Jim Newman. Rita know, but their Jim is amazing. Also,
He's so
yeah.
funny. He's just the funniest guy.
Mm.
So I would love to interview you and your beloved. What's his name again?
Lubo.
Blue Boss. I
But it
saw
means,
you. I
it
saw
means
you. Were you at the Naho retreat?
no,
Were you
no.
the Naho? Which meeting were you on that you and Luciano, you and
I
Lubo
was.
were?
We were on the Nahu online Zoom
That's
meeting.
the one. That's the one. I remember you, and I'm like, you guys are just smiling there.
Yeah, I couldn't stop smiling. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. On the meeting, there
Me
was a
too.
meeting, Zoom meeting. Yeah.
That's when I kind of like, there's no knowing, but that's when I'm kind of like at a hint. I'm like, I have to interview Luciana because I saw you smiling and Lubo was
Oh.
smiling too. And I was like, because that's what I do in meetings now. I just gonna like go like this. Haha.
Yeah. Also, when we something came when we made this first or second meeting, I don't remember with Tim, and a friend of mine, she's really great, but she said she said in the end to Tim, I cannot understand for myself. Is this message compassionate or is arrogant? And I was like, you know, some people are taking this for arrogance, you know.
Oh, it's the most humbling thing. Because
Yeah.
if it's arrogant, then you would make it up into something, nothing into something.
Mm.
And you try to make it into something special.
Or maybe there is something which is which feels offended by what has been
That's
spoken.
what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
threatened
Yeah.
and creates this thing for arrogance. I can't believe we've been talking for an hour now.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm.
it always surprises me.
Yeah. Goes very fast.
Thank you so much, Luchana, and I'm looking forward to some of your interviews for nothing. I'm going to pause this right now.